Could you give us a sense of what sort of cultural differences might become a sort of an obstacle of understanding among your congregation?
Oh, sure. So one thing, for example, is a significant percentage of the Muslim women I've met in Halifax won't shake hands. Now, I understand that, and I'm not offended by that, but members of my congregation and the community at large who are less familiar with the nuances of other faiths would find that off-putting, I think, who would find it a rejection. And one of the another experience of Muslim women that you have frequently in Halifax is a real reticence to engage with males. So you speak to folks in a monosyllabic but pleasant answer, but then the conversation's clearly going to end. In Nova Scotia culture of hospitality and openness, that's a pretty straight violation of our norms with regards to hospitality and community. So I understand that that's coming from a different set of norms, but the kind of visceral response of a Nova Scotian is, well, that's a really unfriendly person. And now I'm meeting another unfriendly person, and now I'm meeting another unfriendly person. And here you go. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think a lot of mutual dialogue about norms and the underlying norms that lead to behaviors would be helpful.
Yeah. Do you have those sorts of conversations with your congregation? What do you say to them to enhance their ability to trust that person who seems unfriendly?
Well, I have one-on-one conversations. I have not given this particular example in a sermon, but there are all kinds of times, either in an evening study group or coffee after church, somebody will raise one of these experiences, and I try to flip into a Socratic method, which is to ask a question. So why do you think that person reacted to you in that way? You know, and sometimes people get there on their own, and sometimes they get some coaxing. Mm-hmm. I think I sit on this side of the line wondering whether a lot of Muslims couldn't benefit from similar training in the reverse direction. So when you came in my office, I started asking you questions about your origin, your family, who you were married to. You know, that's the Nova Scotian way. I've encountered lots of Muslims who, after the first question, are giving you the visual signals. I'm not comfortable with this, so you back off. I think a lot of Nova Scotians wouldn't back off, and I also think it'd be helpful to have people from Arab countries or Afghanistan or Pakistan have the facility to interpret why we're so aggressive in our questioning about where you're from and what do you do and what language do you speak and all that stuff. Because it arises out of our history, you know, as much as the other examples arise out of Muslim history.